How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. My name is Odie Matthews. Welcome back to my channel on this website we like to call www. I'm running out of things to say in these intros.com/youtube.edu, and today we are going to take a look at another bag from Millican, the Fraser the Rucksack. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is another product from Millican. I've already covered their Smith the Roll Top, their Nick the Messenger, their Miles the Duffel, their Dop Kits, their packing cubes, and now kind of rounding out the Mavericks collection, which I plan on doing a video in the next month or so talking about all the products. It's kind of like an overview in case you want to sit through each of those. This is the Fraser the Rucksack, a great hiking / travel hybrid bag that I almost immediately fell in love with. So I did not necessarily use this on a hike, because when I hike or if I camp, I actually have a specific bag that I use for that. But more importantly, I don't bring a lot if I'm going on a day hike. Usually I just bring a sling, because I'm just bringing like my wallet, my keys, my phone, and some snacks for the dog, or snacks for myself, depending on how snacky I get. So I don't usually bring a big day pack. If I do, I'm usually bringing a camera bag because I'm taking footage or something like that. So I decided to test this thing out ultimately as a travel bag. It comes in at a 32-liter capacity, and that is the perfect size for travel on carry. In my personal opinion, that 30 to 35 liter is that sweet spot, not too big, not too small, perfection. And ultimately, first things first, as a whole, this thing does a really good job at being a very basic, keyword basic, travel bag. Okay, so the reason I say basic travel bag is because compared to things like the Minaal or the Cotopaxi or even the Packed Chase Reeves collaboration travel bag, this is very basic. And what I mean by that is the organization, the internal functions, the exterior functions are all very simple compared to those other bags that give you a little bit more options on organization or access. What this bag does really well is, for one, the materials. One of the things I always praise Millican for, and I love them for it, is they have some of my favorite feeling bags. This is like a polyester wax canvas with a DWR, right? So it has that little bit of water resistant material where it just kind of repels off. Not like you repel off a building, which I did last week, by the way, in Arizona. That was really fun. More just kind of like the water flows off. If you got stuck in a monsoon, I would say you'd still be okay, but I wouldn't want to get stuck in a monsoon without a rain fly. This, however, does not come with one, but the materials aren't bad. Where the issue lies with this bag is the side compartments. You saw it on the Smith the Roll Top. There's a question I always get. That front flap, water, it's going to drizzle into it because it has kind of like just a flap that's just there and then a flap that's covered. So water can be an issue. If you live in a very watery climate like Washington, I guess, would be a good example, you'd have to be wary of those things. But overall, what this bag does really well is, like I said, the materials it's made out of. You've got the polyester wax canvas. It's got a great harness system, right? I actually ran without the hip belt. This is the hip belt, 2 small pockets on either side, just Velcro, slides in, Velcros in, and then you've got a very simple, like little G-hook type insert thing where it just kind of clips in like that. I don't really like waist belts unless I absolutely need them. This isn't a bad one by any stretch because you have the webbing up front and the nice padding on the side, and it actually fits really nice on your hips. But for me, I just didn't find it necessary, even though I did pack this thing out. I probably overpacked this thing. You're gonna see I put a lot of stuff in here on purpose because that's what we do here. We test the limitations, right? So what do we have on this bag, right? 2 very nice harness straps, no load lifters, which is kind of a bummer. I would like to have some kind of load lifter. Very simple. They're traditional G-hook on G-hook, covered with this little flap here for the sternum strap, and easily adjustable, right? You also got a nice air channel back here, 2 big beefy foams with a nice air channel down the center, very comfortable on your back. One thing I will say for sure, walking across a gigantic parking lot, too big of a parking lot for the hotel I was at, Very comfortable going up all the way to the 4th floor, comfortable walking around, really not bad. So in that aspect, this thing is meant to be comfortable because it's also meant to be a rucksack. It's also meant to go hiking. The Millican bags are that perfect hybrid of the old style, like I get a World War II kind of feeling from them, with a more of a modern uptick in the materials and hardware, right? So this thing with the waist belt, if you were going to be packing heavy for a hiking trip or a camping trip, you wouldn't have to worry about the comfort because honestly, comfort is very solid when wearing this thing, right? So where it lacks a little bit is the handles, right? Because all you really have is the traditional Millican handle up here at the top, followed with right below that the little tiny like 2-finger handle sitting right there, just made out of webbing. Not bad for grabbing and going, but if you are going to be using this for travel, I end up utilizing these G-hook straps here on the side, kind of, for grabbing and going. Not exactly what they're meant for, but works fairly well. Okay, so let's get into the pockets of this bag. Well, I guess first things first, you also have on either side here compression straps that can be loosened. You could also use these because the way these side pockets are, you have a little bit of dimension outside the main flap. You could easily fit a bigger tripod or something not quite yoga mat style, but depending on what you're bringing, maybe your tent posts, depending on if your tent's not all one rig. I think mine's all like in one bag, but if you needed to bring extra things that could just slide in there, I'm not really sure what you would bring in that area. I don't know why I'm fixing my hair like I can see. I can't see anything. But you also have these for compression, and I really like these, working really well. I ended up clipping things onto them, and that worked out super solid. First things first, on pockets, on the back here, you got a little flap, undo this zipper, tiny little pocket with not a lot of dimension. As you pack out this bag, this pocket becomes tighter. A little bit of internal organization there with a key clip. Ultimately, your security pocket, right? Your passport pocket, maybe your boarding pass pocket if you're scared about losing them. You know, your keys on a long trip kind of pocket. Nothing crazy you're gonna wanna get immediate access to because you do have 2 kind of more immediate access pockets on this bag. Which, speaking of which, we'll get into these and I'm gonna show you my entire loadout as we go, right? So G-hooks on both of these, unstrap, nice little stretch to these, right? A little bit of stretch. You can easily utilize one of these as a water bottle pocket. I found that if you tuck that flap back behind, this honestly becomes an elastic kind of water bottle pocket. But what I threw in here was, because I did some filming, not a whole lot, not as much as I thought I was going to do, threw my Gorilla Pod, and this is my phone mount for my tripod. So that's ended up being in this pocket. You do have some internal organization. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you just because of the angle. It's like a zipper, and then some spots for some smaller like admin style items. But the same thing on this pocket, right? So this one, I went a little different. I ended up throwing my cord pouch. This is all my extra cords, right, that don't go in my tech pouch. Just kind of like my miscellaneous iPhone adapter stuff or my lapel mic, depending on if I'm filming outside or not. And in this pocket, right, so that'd be the right side as you're looking at it, my left, has no internal organization, right? So this would be the one you'd want to utilize as that water bottle pocket because there's no extra internal organization if you are going to utilize the internal organization that's built in. So 2 really solid flat pockets here on the outside that have different uses, from water bottle to maybe, depending on what you're bringing, something small that can fit in there that's round. You just fold these flaps back, or like I did, these are the items that I'm like, I need to bring these, but there's really no room in the main compartment. They fit really well right there, and if I ever did need to get anything like quickly, they are readily available. Okay, so one thing you're gonna notice I'm not gonna say is, unlike the Miles the duffel bag or Smith the roll top, there is no external zipper for your laptop compartment. What there is though, and I just now realized this because it's not something I utilize, there is a place for a bladder pass through, so you can pass your bladder through here. There's a little guy here on the strap, so if you were using this as a hiking bag, there's a spot which I'm going to show you. If you're hiking, you're probably not putting your laptop, so that's where it would end up going. But let's open this thing up, right? We'll just undo this main G-hook. You do have this, I call it a cinch. I'm not really sure what the technical definition is, but you do have the ability to cinch, and then it opens like a knapsack. Is that what it's called? Knapsack? Potato sack. right? So you do, depending on how much you pack this thing up, which I am right here on this thing. So that's why I chose to cinch it down. And that also helps with your water resistant up the top. You cinch this down and then this flap covers it. You have kind of like a double or a little bit more protection from water getting into that main compartment. But you open this main thing, right? I'm gonna have to lay this down and I'll show you everything that I put in here. Packable shoes, my swabs for this trip. I just put them in a plastic bag this time because my organization on my closet, I have a bag closet. I've mentioned it before. I have like a tub of accessories and they just all get thrown in there, from cord pouches to dump kits to tech pouches to my shoe pouch things, and it's just a mess and I didn't feel like digging through it. Then I have the other side to my boundary supply port kit. This is my current tech pouch if I'm going minimal. When I take my full rig, my full setup for filming and things, I tend to use my Monarch one because there's a little bit more organization. But this works really well for basic tech. I can fit my point and shoot camera, my laptop charger, my phone charger, and then some miscellaneous cables that I might need here at the front. So I actually have two things for cables because you never know. You never know what you might need. Then below that, my go-to open, not supposed to be open, DOP kit. This is the Explorer Plus from Gravel. Love these dudes. Love this DOP kit. Hands down my favorite one because I can carry all my toiletry items and shampoo and things like that because I'm one of those people, I'll pack minimal up until I get to toiletries. I have to bring my toiletries. I have to bring, for work, I have to bring a razor, so I have to bring shave cream. I have to bring deodorant. Obviously, I'm not gonna stink. I bring nail clippers because I get really self-conscious about my nails when they get long. And then I have to bring my own shampoo, conditioner, and body wash, and cologne, or cologne. Not because I have to, because I prefer it, right? I don't like using the shampoo and stuff at the hotel. I like to use the stuff that I know is good for me because it's like organic stuff that's supposed to not rot your head or whatever, you know, no aluminium or whatever it is. I don't know. Don't question it. Just don't. Then for packing cube wise, right? This is my new favorite thing. I did this on my Cotopaxi. I have my two little Minaal packing cubes. Right, Minaal 3.0 coming out. I don't know if I'm gonna get one because I'm broke, but I would like to get one and do a review on it. But these are my personal clothes. My westernized diversion pants, got a review coming on that soon, with my shirts and underwear and socks. Well, no, just underwear. My socks go in the other packing cube, right? Because westernized stuff, I've been saying, I'm wearing it right now. They're shirts, they're merino wool. You can rinse it out in the sink. I actually ended up having to do that on this trip. I love westernized stuff. Should get on that. Then I brought, this is my big Peak Design packing cube full of all my work clothes and socks, right? So I end up running, now if I'm not working, right, and this is the last couple of trips I've done, I've done work trips, so I have to bring separate work clothes because I get dirty. I'm not bringing nice pants and getting dirty in them, right? So if I'm not bringing work clothes, I wouldn't be bringing these two small packing cubes. I pretty much can fit all of my clothes for a trip in one packing cube. And on top of that, I can also fit all my underwear and socks in one packing cube on a normal trip. So if that is how you roll, right, where you need some extra packing cubes, this bag has the space. But also if you're like, well, I only bring one packing cube, but I need more room for other stuff, then you also have room for that because you take out those two packing cubes I had and you have plenty of room. So in here, right, you've got a spot in the back for your laptop. It fits up to a 17-inch, and then right below that is just two little extra organization bits, but I like the bright yellow here. It's just a simple flap and no false bottom, right? So with your laptop, no false bottom on this. So for some of us, that is a concern because you don't know if you're gonna be slamming your bag down, or you know, maybe this is, you never know, right? But also where that laptop fits, that's where your bladder hydration system can fit in order to do the run through like I showed you for the front of this bag. So I was gone for 6 days, right? And this was my whole loadout for 6 days, and this bag, honestly, sometimes I get a bag and I'm like, oh, that was a cool bag. I enjoyed using it for the trip, whether it be 3, 5, whatever, however many days, and then it goes in the closet after the review, and I don't really touch it again. And some bags I use, I'm like, ooh, that bag was fun. Do I have a trip where I could use that again? Unfortunately, it's not really how it goes because I always have bags lined up for the trips that are lined up because I travel quite a lot. But this one was one that I was like, man, I wouldn't mind using this again. This would be fun to use on a hike if I carried enough to load this out. Maybe if I do an overnight hike, which I haven't really done, mainly because of COVID, but it sounds weird because like you're in the mountains, dude. Like, why aren't you? Well, I had a big trip planned and then literally like travel bans and restrictions and blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, overnight hiking trip, absolutely, because I put my sleeping bag and put parts of my tent and then my jet boil and my food and everything like that would probably easily fit in here. But for travel, this thing is awesome, man. I don't know, fully packed out, you'd be pushing it on getting it under the seat in front of you. I think you might be able to if you didn't pack it out as much as I did, maybe a little less at the top to kind of fit. I feel like the size, if you look at just the back panel, if you had it packed out for just this length, you could probably get underneath the seat in front of you. But overall, right, great organization, great capacity, and as always with Millican, intelligent design with incredible materials. I love Millican's materials. That is just they're one of my favorites, next to probably Wandered's. I'm a big fan of that tarpaulin, so I guess that also means that I like Nomadic's material and stuff too. But I like the wax canvas and I like the tarpaulin. Those are two of my absolute favorites. Right, so with all of that, I think that's gonna pretty much cover it for the Fraser the Rucksack. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my very best to answer those for you. Shoot me an email, odiematthewsbags@gmail.com. If you want suggestion lists, more pictures, more videos of this bag or any other product that I've reviewed, or if you just want to have a chat, you want tips, tricks, or you have tips and tricks for me, send them on over. I always love to grow my knowledge of travel and packing and bags. I'm always open to have discussions and learn because I don't know everything. If I did, I don't think anything would be that different because I just do this for fun. I really like doing it. Follow me on Instagram, odie_Matthews. I sometimes put things up to the vote. Not recently, I apologize. I will get back into that. I just had a set schedule of videos because I was very busy. But I also post pictures of my dog. I say that every time I post cute pictures of my dog. He's very cute. Thank you guys for all the love and support you give this channel. If you want to, leave it a like. Subscribe for more nonsense. I appreciate every single one of you, subscribed or not subscribed, that watch this video. It means the world to me. And with all of that, I will see you next time.